big debate in the Congress Appropriations Committee. Did you know there need to be female anatomically correct crash test dummies or else? Speaking of dumb marketing, the budget for next year is now being debated, and this is amazing news. There's a congresswoman from Connecticut, Rosa Delauro. I watched the video, and she has testified in the hearings. Now, she's a big deal in Congress, okay? She has decided, and she's the top Democrat, literally, on the powerful Appropriations Committee. She went through the budget that's, just in her department is 1,000 pages or whatever. And she pulled out a single item that needs to be refunded. And what she's saying is crash test dummies. Those are the dummies. They're plastic, and they make them up to look like people. And then they crash the car into the wall, and they see how the car protects them or doesn't, and the seat belts and the inflatable airbags and so on.
Thank you for giving me that definition, because I thought we were talking about Joe Biden for a second. But go ahead.
Thank you. I wanted to be clear. Okay. So she says that when the auto industry crashes cars and they put in a small dummy, but the dummy is not anatomically female, the failure to use female anatomically correct dummies is misogynist. And so I'm not making this up. It's the truth. And she went to Transportation Secretary Mayor Pete and says, if we make a law that we start to include the requirement for the dummies to be anatomically female, this will start the fight for gender equality among crash victims. Okay. Because crashing dummies that don't look fully female is misogynist. I'm not making this up. So Tucker, in one of his last shows at Fox, said, well, you could paint lipstick on the dummies, which she rejected as sexist or something. Okay. And now this controversy is all over the place that this is a person that sits in Congress on the most important committee that controls all the money of the United States. And this was what she thought was important. And her last quote on the subject, before I flip it to you, she said, I look forward to working with Secretary Buttigieg to ensure vehicle safety and testing standards for women and do not make them invisible. Is this maybe the dumbest person to ever serve in Congress? She wants the dummies, the plastic things in a car that get crashed, to be anatomically female, not just with lipstick. And by the way, she doesn't support women's sports. Men in women's sports is fine, but men dummies with lipstick on in cars, well, will, as you can see, that is sexist.
Yeah. So you can't put a trans dummy into the vehicle, right, with lipstick on. Barry, isn't this the same group of people that can't identify what a woman is? So how do they know that's not a woman sitting in the car? That's the dummy. It's the same group of people.
What?
And on top of that, this is the same group of people that would get upset with you if you say that man that put on lipstick and a tutu is not a woman. They're getting upset. So who's to stop these car manufacturers from putting dress and lipstick on the dummy and saying this is a woman? You can't say trans dummies are not women. Because this is so bizarre. And you know what? I really think that she's trying to compete with AOC in the stupidity.
I didn't think about that. What if the dummy says, my pronouns are her and she
and they and them?
whatever. And she's got earrings, right? And she's got pearls like Mulvaney does, the beer guy. And she's in a dress and stilettos like Mulvaney, the beer guy. Well, then
who are we to say that dummy is not a woman?
Well, that's why you're on the show, because you have insights that Congress needs to hear. And then they could save $5 million, which is what the appropriation was going to be, to mandate male dummies sitting next to female dummies, because only if the dummy is female and dressed as a female will it be an accurate representation on what's going to happen when there's a crash. Got it?
How dare you?
This is like the Dumb and Dumber show.
You know what, Barry? The stupidity that we're seeing is growing. The stupidity, they're embracing stupid. It's just embracing stupid. How these people are in positions of authority, like you mentioned, they're in high profile positions, and these people are not dealing with a full deck. They're missing a few marbles, and the marbles that they have left are ratting around in their head. I mean, it's bizarre. You can't make it up.